All right. Good morning. Good morning. We back. Back in the saddle. What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Back here in the county, northern Maine. Back in the saddle. Feels better. Got the laptop and all my gear. Not working from a phone with a lot of distractions in an airport or something like that. So we're doing all right. Felt good. Bubba, do I look any better? This is pretty rough there for a while. Good morning, buddy. First in this morning. Welcome. There, just beat my dad there by the skinny of teeth. What's happening, guys? How are you? Matt Moore, welcome. Yeah. What's going on? Whew, yeah, that was a good one. We got I shouldn't have said on Thursday. No, yeah, we'll just head down to Chicago here momentarily because we weren't. About 4 hours later, we got informed that our flight was canceled. So we spent the night in Chicago, man. Um, yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Good morning to you. So yeah, I spent the night there, and everything went off without a hitch yesterday. We even drove 3 hours back up here to Benedicta, so we're settled back in and focused on moving the needle forward and absorbing all the leadership training and personal mastery stuff that we were exposed to at the Stonewater training. I don't know if I want to call it an experience or outing or I guess spring experience. So, good morning, Danielle. Yeah, we had a blast, and man, we got a lot to do. So, a lot to work on, a lot of things to think about, and now we turn our focus toward April 24th when we close on the house and doing a bunch of different things with regard to that. And also, yeah, some business stuff that I'll talk about here a little bit later at the end. Good morning, Luke McGee. What's happening? Good to see you. Paul Terrace Hook. What's happening, guys? I don't know if that's the third or fourth cup of coffee, but you know you've been at it a while when the coffee pot beeps that it's been a couple hours and it's shutting down. I got I need an override on that thing. So, Luke, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, 2 hour. You can't give me a 2 hour window to drink the coffee. I got to have more than that. So, Steve Gerard, good morning, sir. Yeah. Yeah, well, good to see you guys. We're back. Giving Wendy the morning off. I kind of snuck out of the bedroom this morning and got ready quietly. So, give her a little bit more time to recover from the trip. Yeah, I need a remote start on that thing. Probably have one, Matt, but I don't trust myself. I'm one of those guys that could touch that thing off and have coffee all over the counter. I remember in that Airbnb once I had the double thing going with the Keurig, and I hit pot and then put something. Anyway, the Keurig spit out about a pot worth of coffee. I don't know how that happened, but I went out at the beach. Meow. Yeah, there's Lee, the cat man. Lee Frisbee is here. Yeah. Oh, Bubba, there will be links. Don't underestimate my skills. Okay. So we'll handle it. Don't forget. Don't forget. Okay. I know how to do that stuff. So yeah. Well, good to see you guys. Thanks for jumping in. As per usual, no one is on Instagram with us. You guys that follow on YouTube, sorry for the interruption. I was only live on Facebook, but thanks to my new friend Aaron, we were able to use what do you call it, Starlink out there in the desert and get one done on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I did it back at the hotel later in the day. So yeah, back home now, Luke, and so yeah, we've got. Now we're working on putting a budget together for the remodel on the new to us house. So I'll go in and nuke the bedrooms and bathrooms and new those up. So Wendy and I are having a lot of fun planning that, figuring that stuff out, and so it's all good. Lots going on. Lots to be grateful for. Very fortunate to be in the position that we're in, and looking to turn and burn here into Q2. So, with that, I tried to stay on my cadence with my topics and stuff there, but I got a couple days in, but it got to be a little bit arduous with using Wendy's phone for the notes, and I had made a decision to leave the laptop here because I knew it was going to end up in the desert and sitting in a vehicle. And I'm glad I did because everything that we had with us got covered with sand or water from the rain. So so anyway, we made it through. Could have used the laptop, but um, it was good to have it here and in one piece. So playing a Studio B or Live 365 room. Yeah, Bubba, actually we're gonna document the remodel and show you guys the before and after because these folks that had the house did not do a very good job of taking care of, particularly the outside. And so we'll take some photos, but we do have they had it's a ranch and it's got a 2-car garage on the end, but they took the 2-car garage and finished it off. So there's a big room in the front and then like a dining room off the kitchen in the back, which is cool. So that big room in the front is going to be my office, podcasts, studio area. So that's kind of be the summit room. And actually, it's where I'm going to put Jimmy's couch. So I'll talk more about Jimmy probably on Thursday when uh, we're doing his funeral on Thursday. So, and I was honored to be asked to speak at the funeral. So I'm excited and honored for that. So it's going to be a tough day all the way around. But anyway, you guys have heard me talk about his couch. So I'm getting the couch. So that's going to be part of my room. I'm going to rebuild the white shelves that you used to see in the background. I'm going to rebuild those almost exactly, but wider. Because I'm planning on getting more trophies, Bubba. Gotta have some room for more medals. Just bigger backdrop, and then probably a podcast specific area. It's just gonna. I think the thoughts coming together in my mind. It's just gonna be the room where it's going to be a very positive room, very uplifting and motivating and inspiring and educational room. So that's coming together, and we're going to have some fun building that out. So, and then the area in the back has like a 4-panel patio door that's outlived itself. So we're going to nuke that and put in some double hung windows, so you still have a view of the mountain, but there's a deck out there. We'll get rid of that. We have 2 decks, don't need 2 decks. So we got a bunch to do. Gonna need a tractor. Gonna have to have a tractor, right? Definitely need a tractor for all that stuff. So maybe I'll write another book, Bubba says. Yeah, sure. Climb That Mountain by Bob Turner. Why not, right? We talked a lot about that this past week with Phil Konachuk and the guys and the climbing the mountain and all that stuff. Good morning, Josh Baker. So yeah, good morning, Elizabeth Greer from Natchez. What's happening? Good to see you. I missed you guys. Wasn't able to really reply to the comments as easily and do the thing. And we just kind of, I wasn't sure I would get the live in on Tuesday, but I said to Phil, I said, hey, can we take a few minutes? We got a link. He's like, absolutely. So we chatted with him for a bit. Got a podcast scheduled with him next week. So I'm excited to get him connected with you guys on a higher level. And I'll show you the link to Desert Highlights, which is the guys that guided us on this trip. And they were a couple of interesting characters, Jake and Skylar. And they were just as entertaining as they were knowledgeable. And it was just super to have guys on there. Like when you're rappelling down off a 150-foot cliff, you want to have somebody that knows what they're doing. It's we had never done that before, and I'm proud of Wendy. She just dove right in. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit sketched out, just more so because I'm not in the shape I would want to be to try to do something like that. But we got through it. But what they didn't tell me is that at some point I would be dangling in midair about 75 or 80 feet above the ground. I'm like, where's that ledge there underneath that lip that you put your feet on? There wasn't one. So I'm like, all right, we're doing this. So it was pretty cool. They got some video of it, and Wendy was the first one down after Phil. And I don't know that Phil had video of Wendy, but they got video of me, and they were taking a lot of pictures. So we had our own photographer and video guy with us, Aaron, and he was fantastic. So met a lot of great people I now call friends, and we'll be connected on social media, and who knows, maybe see at another event someday. So I would highly encourage you guys, if you get a chance to go do something like that, and kind of reach out a little bit, extend yourself, get out beyond that comfort zone, do it. Because there was many times where I was beyond my comfort zone, mostly because I like to know what's going on. I like to have what I need in my pack. But the way Phil does it, and I won't say a lot just because I don't want to spoil the surprise for anybody else. But he makes it intentionally ambiguous, and so you don't always know what's coming at you. Kind of maybe some of that military type of flavor to it, which was cool. But I like to know what I need because I'm a bring everything in the pack plus the kitchen sink kind of guy in case you need something. And without knowing exactly what we were going to be able to do that or be doing that day, it was hard. So if I was uncomfortable, it was mostly that. Uh, that and I didn't want to get wedged in one of those slot canyons. Have them have to pull me out with a chopper or something. But we did well. It was a long day. It was like 13 or 14 hours. And we hiked and we climbed and we rappelled and we squeezed through slot canyons. We got soaked. We rafted down a river and climbed out of a canyon. Just unbelievable stuff. Finished in the dark. And these guys, I'll share the link later. The guys from Desert Highlights literally navigated us back to the campsite. I never saw them touch a compass once we get out of the river, and they were impressive. So good dudes, great dudes to know, and great operation. So I went on and gave them a review and did the same thing for Stonewater training this morning or last night. So I think that's important too. People work hard to create a good experience for you. Give them a review. Speaking of that, leave a review if you can. So we'll get that link to you. I don't know if I have that one teed up today. So anyway, yeah, Bubba, it was a little tight squeeze there. We got through though. I did guess correctly when they were asking us who knew the strength of the rope, and I don't know, somebody said 300 pounds. I said 3,000 pounds, and I was right. So, but we were rappelling off two hooks. Each one was like a 6,000 pound capacity. So we had 12,000 pounds of that capacity. And also, they had a backup rope on us too. So it was good. I mean, something would have really had to go sideways for us to get hurt. But, when you drop off the ledge and then slam your head into the rock, you go, oh, that's not what we want to do. So anyway, no worse for wear, no injuries. Everybody got back safely. We ate great, slept okay. The winds were tremendous. And we were in the San Rafael swell, which is it's almost like a mini Grand Canyon out there. And it's not very many people around because it's a long, long way out there to get there on a bumpy road. So anyway, and Phil doesn't see the bumps. He just puts the hammer down on that band. Wendy and I were in the back getting pounded off the top of the ceiling there. So it's fun. Lots of good memories, lots of funny stuff. So but anyway, good to be back. Good to be back in the saddle here with audio and the laptop and all my toys, and get a shave, which is good. We ran lean and mean. We brought very little stuff with us, and boy, there were some times where I wished I'd had it. So anyway, I want to talk today about friction, and I left off the other day where I think I was talking about the threshold, but we were talking about ascending, and today the theme is friction. So in the beginning of any journey, you're going to have adrenaline, and we were fired up, on Tuesday. I had a lot of adrenaline going. At the end, you got the finish line, okay, but in the middle, you got the friction, okay. You got the friction. It's that heavy feeling in your legs. Richard Nordheim's on here. I know he knows this. He's done a lot of climbing and hiking. You get that heavy feeling in your legs, blisters on your heels. This could go for a running. You guys that do marathons too, like you get that voice in your head telling you to dial it back, right? I've had that many times in my races. It'd be okay. I've done pretty well today. I can just kind of dial it back. All right. Not necessary. So today, we'll talk about why friction isn't a sign that you're failing. It might start to feel like you're sliding backwards, right? It's not a sign that you're failing. It's the only way you know that you're actually truly moving. Okay. Like I said in the beginning on on Tuesday. Everybody was fired up. We were ready to rock and roll. Late in the day, the conversations were quieter. Um, you started to hear a few moans and groans. The pace kind of slowed a little bit. But the point I want to make is you can't get to that point if you don't do the other stuff. Okay. It's hard to get there. You can't get to, you can't get to the ninth inning unless you play the eighth, right? So you got to go through that stuff to get to that point. And that's and I said to Phil at one point, I'm like, I said, we were talking, he asked me if thought I would do another Ironman. I said, I really just want to do epic stuff. And he goes, do you think this is epic? I go, yeah, this is epic. What we're doing right here, looking around at canyon walls and all this stuff. And it was epic. Okay. You can't get to that point without some serious effort, some friction, right? The friction was driving 45 miles out on a dirt road. What the heck? Where are we going? Are we ever coming out of here? Right. So, like, think about it like there's resistance of growth, right? Like, and friction is part of that. So, like in physics, you can't have traction without friction. Think of a spinning tire. If there was zero resistance, you're just going to be sliding. You're not going to be climbing. Okay. In your business, if everything feels easy and smooth, you aren't ascending. You're probably just coasting. All right. If there's no friction, that should be a red flag to you. Okay. Then get that, we have that thing called the middle, right? That middle trap. Okay. David Goggins will tell you it's about 40%, but I'll say that most people quit at about the 60% mark. Okay. So when the novelty of something new has worn off and the reality of the daily work sets in, you've started the business, you've made the business cards, you bought the hat, the t-shirt, you've done the things. Now the reality of that stuff starts to set in. Okay. This is where the internal velocity is tested. We talked about that on day 2. Okay. And friction creates heat, right? So in leadership, that heat is the refining fire. It burns off the ego, right? So that friction is the great equalizer. It takes care of the ego, takes care of the bad habits, the extra weight, we talked about when we talked about gear check. Okay. Take care of a bunch of that stuff. So we want the friction. Okay. We have to have these little micro wins along the way too. We had those on Tuesday. We did 3 rappels, in each an increasing height drop, right? And I wasn't ready for that third one. I said to Phil, you and I are going to have a chat. That was rugged. You get some micro wins along the way, right? When you're having that friction, one of those wins can feel too far away. Like, man, I don't know if we're going to make it, whether it's a long run or maybe you're on a hike, maybe you're going up the mountain. Maybe I should turn back. I got to have some micro wins along the way, like getting to certain checkpoints. Okay. When you feel like that, just shift your focus to the next 10 feet or the next 3 feet, even in front of you. Okay. So I'd ask you guys, what's one thing you can do right now to maintain momentum? And recognizing that, there's going to be some friction. What is that saying? Embrace the suck, right? It's okay. It's all good. We got to have it. Okay. And when you feel that friction, you could go ahead and name it, give it a name. Tell your team or even yourself, like, this is the part that's supposed to be hard, right? I think Steve just said if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Okay. Normalizing the struggle takes the power away from the frustration. Like, yeah, this is right where we're supposed to be. It was dark. We were digging out headlamps coming up out of a canyon, and Phil said, yeah, we're almost there. And I'm looking up and I said, Wendy, I go, well, I don't know about you, but our campsite is above everything. And I'm looking at a cliff up there. So we're not almost there. Right. So just keep walking. We're going to get there though. Right. Matt says, if you're sleeping well, you're doing it wrong. Secondary question. If you're not sleeping well, you're doing it right. Ask it for a friend. Yeah. That one, I don't know, buddy. I've done it both ways. Yeah. Did you step off the rock and free rappel? Yeah. Yeah, we did that, Richard. You'll see some videos, and that was legit. And even the guys, the guides said this was technical, and he said if you guys hadn't presented the way you had in the beginning, and he kind of evaluated us, he said we wouldn't have done some of the stuff that we did. So, which is cool. They obviously recognize that we were high-level individuals. Oh, shoot. No, it was good. It was something I would look to do more of. I think I kinda skipped over the rock gym, like, what just do this, do that, see ya. Whoo, okay, yeah. Um, guys, think traction over comfort, right? Ask yourself this: Is this friction caused by me doing doing the wrong things, or by me doing the right things against a difficult incline? Okay, so it may feel like you're kind of barking up the wrong tree, but maybe you're 3 feet from gold, as they say. Okay, if it's the latter, doing the right things up a difficult incline, don't look for a way out. Just look for a little bit more grip. Look for a little workaround. Look for a way around that next boulder, whatever it is. All right. I don't know who said it. I think it was Bubba Hogan back in the early 60s. The transition from the could to the is always through the hard. All right. So getting from I could this could be like this to this is like this. This is the way it is. It's going to be hard, right? You got to go through it, through the fire, as they say. Okay. You can't think your way around friction. You got to work your way through it. Okay. You can't sit there and think, well, just, I could sit, it looks like we got about 1,000 feet to climb. I think, no, it's not. Put your head down and go. Keep walking. Got to work your way through it. Okay. Friction is the price of admission for the peak perspective that we're chasing. You got to have the friction. And if you don't, you should be asking yourself whether you're just coasting or kind of gliding along. Okay. So today, the challenge today is to find that, like, identify that point of friction in your business right now, or it could be in your personal life, right? What is that point of friction? Like, what is the one task or project that feels like you're walking through mud, right? Where is that? Instead of avoiding it or complaining about it, I want you to lean into it. Spend 30 minutes today thinking about that. Okay. Maybe grab a cup of coffee and think about that. Like, where's the friction for me right now? Mom said bees that way sometimes. Yeah. Early 80s. Bubba Hogan, the most quoted man in the world. Yeah. Spend 30 minutes. Just focus, like, lead foot action. Like, what's that next step that needs to happen? And it might not be that you're just climbing up against something that's insurmountable. It might just be that you kind of bounce off, step over, set over a bit, and go at it again from a different angle. Okay. Find that specific friction point. Don't look for ease. This way it'd be easier. Look for traction. Look for something you can get some purchase on. Okay. Still with those climbing analogies. Man, killing you guys, right? If you aren't feeling the friction, you aren't climbing, guys. Embrace the heat. Okay. It's how you know you're getting closer to the top, right? You're going to see some of those false summits. Wow, look at that. Another climbing thing. Right? Guys, if you haven't been here before, I'm Bob Turner. This is hashtag live 365, day number 460 something in a row. I'll have to do my math again. And we're not stopping, whether we're in the airport, whether we're traveling, frankly, whether we're in a remote location and require Starlink, we're going to get the live done. Okay. All right. So I would encourage you guys to feel some friction. Now, I talked to you about the guys that brought us to the brink. Those guys are called Desert Highlights. And we had one guy named Jake, and he was a cool character. And then Skyler, he was a great dude too. And these guys, they're not afraid of anything out there. And if you ever decide you want to book a trip out that way, I think they're based more out of Moab, but they came over to do this where we were at because probably Steve convinced them to do that. So Bubba says there's room for everyone at the top. You just can't sit down when you get there. Got to keep pushing. That's right. Yeah. And speaking of Phil and Stonewater training, I always like to share some links. So I'm going to do that right now. Like I said, gave Wendy the day off today. I heard the dog whining though, so she's probably awake now. Check out Phil's website at stonewatertraining.com. He's worked hard with his leadership training, and he has a network of people, high performing individuals that he hangs out with. That we met some of them Just great dudes. And when Phil says that, here's a guy that I used to work with, it doesn't mean that that was down at, Chick-fil-A. Okay. It's usually a high performer. It's always a high performer, people that hold themselves to a high standard. Okay. So, yeah, good stuff. I wanted to share those with you. By the way, I don't know if I've talked about it recently or not. This Tuesday and this Thursday, April 7th and the 9th, I'll be putting on a free training. All right. It's going to be a Zoom format, not a webinar. Okay. Because a webinar, somebody's just kind of barking at you. All right. I just popped the link in for that. I'm doing a training called the Accountability Gap. Okay. And if you're wondering why your business isn't scaling and what you need to do about it, let's hop on, jump on, sign up. Okay. That link that I just put on there, there's about 40 people signed up right now over the 2 days or 2 evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So you guys on the West Coast can grab it. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay. But if you're a contractor or business owner who knows what to do, but it's not happening consistently, this private training is going to help show you how to fix that execution problem. It's costing you time and money and momentum. Like most of you guys know what to do. I'm not going to get out there and go, you need to do this and you're not doing that. You know what to do. It's just a little gap. Good morning, Dan Bennett. Just a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Who's this for? It's for you. If you're a contractor, a small business owner, if you're on this call, okay. Bubba, maybe those links not going in because it's YouTube. I'll pop it in, and unless Wendy's watching, she can pop it in. But I'll have to do it on the Facebook thread, so I'll pop them in after. That's not working very well. I think this stream shows me as YouTube when I comment, but it really should show me as Facebook. So I'll get the links in there. Anyway, if you're wondering if it's for you, it is for you. If you're on this call and you're looking to level up professionally or personally, it's for you. Okay. It's for business owners who know they should be tracking numbers. If you're tired of starting strong and then kind of drifting, this is for you. Okay. Like I said, it's for anybody that knows deep down, it's not a knowledge problem. It's just it's something else is off. Let's figure it out. Okay. If you're like wondering, how come you don't follow up on your leads, or what's it going to take to get you to track your margins? How come my team isn't aligned? Why does my execution break down week after week? Let's take a look at it. Okay. I'm going to do some live coaching. It's probably going to run about an hour, maybe an hour and 15. Let's get you out of that gap, because the gap is expensive. All right. For those of you guys that are wondering, what's Bob doing? What's going on? I see he's got a Summit hat and a Summit shirt on. Yes, that is correct. After a year of collaboration with Steve, I've decided to do practice what I preach, which is climb your own mountain. So I appreciate you guys' support. Summit Coaching and Consulting is back full force. All right. I had a tremendous time over the past year with the Rosenberg Group. Learned a lot from Steve. We had a lot of laughs, met a lot of people. And most importantly, I think a lot of folks that I had been connected with and needed that next level of group coaching and all that stuff, they jumped in and they're all leveling up, which is awesome. So for me, I felt like needed to kind of maintain some autonomy and just kind of do my own thing. And I'm feeling better about it already. Not that I didn't like it. It was that I just kind of felt a little bit, I didn't feel like I was climbing my own mountain. So here I am, climbing my own mountain again. If you're wondering what that looks like, you want to schedule a call with me, hit me with a DM. Start with this webinar, not webinar, training. Start with that. Hop on Tuesday or Thursday, and I'll be talking more about it and what I'm doing with regard to one-on-one and group stuff. And I'll outline for you what's going on with Summit. So, but I wish Steve and the group all the best. Hopefully we can, if somebody comes to me and they're more of a Rosenberg Group fit, send them to Steve. Steve runs onto somebody that's like, hey man, I'd really like the one-on-one stuff. He's probably going to be like, hey, Bob's your man. So I appreciate you guys' support all along the way. It was a heck of a year. I got to do some things. I traveled a lot. Got out to see the Hermosi group, which was really cool. So met cool guys like Jason Cisneros, met Phil Kornichuk to speak at Mach 5, put on an event. And in that process, in that time frame, went live every single day. So with all those things kind of piled up, I look back and go, man, it was a huge, huge net positive the last year. And I just think this is, when I think back, I think Stacy's still on here. When I jumped in with Steve, she said, this is your next evolution, and she said, it won't be your last. And she was right. So I'm excited about it and excited to share more with you guys about it. You'll see some links, things that we're doing. Phil and I think, are going to plan to do something together here in Maine, possibly this fall. So I don't want to get out over my skis there, but because Wendy and I have a lot going on with the house and all that stuff. But if we can squeeze it in, we're going to do something that'll knock your socks off, maybe here in Maine. So Steve says, been here with you for about 30 days, and I've cleared out the cobwebs. I had with personal drive. Well, thank you. Thank you, Bob. I had friction big time. Yeah. Awesome. That's cool, Steve. And I appreciate you being here. Slowly, like one by one, the people join us and they stay. They don't take off. There's Tom. Yeah. Sky's the limit. Way to step out. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And you guys have heard me mention Tyler Kirk and his Legacy Media. Tyler, I mean, if you click on the link, I'll put it in after from Facebook. For some reason, when I do it on YouTube, they don't show up. But when I need a link, when I need a funnel or something like that, I need a landing page, I call Tyler, make it happen. So we got a landing page. You go in, you put your name in, your email, pick which date you want to sign up for. And we'll be hitting it Tuesday the 7th and Thursday the 9th. I'm looking forward to that kind of being the I'm back moment, the kickoff, the reboot, if you will, to Summit Coaching and Consulting. And we're going full gas, guys. So sky is the limit. There is no limit, right? So I'm excited about it. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support over the past few years as I transitioned from full-time contracting to saying, hey, I think I could make a go of this coaching thing, and I've done it. And then it was, well, I think we could probably live anywhere if I've got an internet connection. And here we are. I'm staring out the window right now at a snow-covered pond out in front of me, and we've got a contract on a house nearby, and we're doing it. Daddy's home. Summit's back. We're back. What's that movie? What movie was that? Was it Bachelor Party or something? We're friggin' back, baby. Anyway, all good stuff. All the love for everybody involved, and just no drama. It just sometimes you're looking at it going, I just something's missing, and something that was missing was my autonomy. And it's great to collaborate, and I'll do it again, but I got to make sure that I don't forget the touchstone, which is my stuff and Summit Coaching, and make sure that I'm my cup's getting filled. And and that's part of why we went and did the leadership experience with Phil. It was a good pivot for us, and a great way to reset and go full gas forward here for the remainder of 2026 and into 2027. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. When I hop out, I'm going to jump on Facebook and put the link, and I'll be sharing it all weekend and Monday as well. Also Monday night at I think it's 7. Steve, if you're still here, if there's a link you can pop in, I'm going to join Steve Gerard on his live. And Steve has been mentioning that I was part of the inspiration for him getting uncomfortable and creating his own weekly live video. So I'm going to join Steve. We'll talk about the weekly training on there, but we'll also talk about what Steve's up to. And he's, trying to gather people and build a community. So Steve, if you have a link to that, let's pop it on there. But if you guys haven't hit him with a friend request, do that. You'll probably see it anyway. And I'll probably do a post before I jump on to get people over there. So anyway, we're going to have fun. You'll see more of the Summit stuff and as we go. And sky's the limit. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging in with me today. Great to be back in the saddle. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same station. Take care, guys. We'll see you.